Okay, y'all, so as you can see, hair's still wet, wearing a band tee, sweatpants. I just got out of the shower and figured I would sit down and film you guys a video. So I'm going to film you guys the look that I was wearing in my mental health talks part 2, where I talked about my miscarriage story and also told you guys a story that was sent in by one of my friends and viewers. So I will have that video linked down below for you, as well as cards up above my head. I don't remember which side it is. So yeah, so let's get started in this video. The first thing that I want to start with is my eyes. So I am just going to use my concealer and I am going to place that all over my eyelids up to my brows. And I am going to blend that out with my beauty sponge. Today I am using the Real Techniques sponge. So that is blended out. Next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to take my one of the palettes that I'm going to be using, and this is the Avon True Colors Matte Eyeshadow Quad in Smoke and Fog. Yeah, this is the Smoke and Quad Fog, and I'm going to use this cream shade here, and I am going to just set that primer concealer down. And we do this just to make sure that any more shades that we put on our eyes don't get caught and skip on that wet concealer. And this just makes it to where it's not so tacky anymore, but it creates a very smooth canvas for all of the other shades. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my brows, and I am just going to do my brows off camera so that I'm not repeating myself a million times. Basically, you guys know how I do my brows. If you don't know how I do my brows, I have a brow routine video posted that I will link below. The only difference is in that video I was using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and now I have started using the Benefit Precisely My Brow. And this is my absolute favorite brow pencil, so I will be right back. Okay, so as you can see, brows are on. So the next thing that I am going to do is my eyeshadow, and then I will move on to my face. So I am going to just zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, so now that you guys are up close and personal and can probably see all of my pores, by the way, don't mind this right here. Not really sure what's going on, but it is breaking out really bad. I think it's just stress, because some major life events are happening this week and I am really stressed about it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Avon palette, again the Smoke and Fog Quad, and I'm going to take this shade here, number 4, and I'm going to take that on, where is it? Where is the brush that I want to use? Right here. on this Avon Cream eyeshadow brush, and it's just like a flat shader. And I am going to take that and dip my brush in there and then just dust off the excess, and then I'm going to very lightly, I don't want it to be super opaque because I want this to be a very like blown out and grungy gray eye. So I am just applying that all over my lid up to the crease. And like I said, I don't want it to be super opaque. So this is like perfect. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Avon Starry Nights shadow palette, and I'm going to take this shade here, this gray, this neutral gray tone, on a Luxie 205 tapered blending brush, and I am just going to start blending this color out. And it's okay to take it pretty high up. This shade is not very pigmented, which is what I want because I want this to be my transition. So just blend that until you feel like it's blended enough, and then I'm going to take an Avon crease brush, and I'm going to take that first shade again from the Avon Quad, and I am just going to dust that everywhere and kind of bring it up into the crease with this blending brush. And I am actually going to switch that to this, it's called a pointed crease, but I think it's from Crown Brushes, but I'm not really sure. But if you look at them side by side, they're pretty similar, except the Avon one over here is a little bit more pointed, and this Crown Brushes is just a little bit more rounded and tapered. So I'm going to take that same darker shade and I'm going to use that. That's a lot better. I want it to be a little bit more pigmented than that Avon brush was giving me, so that's why I switched to this brush. And I'm really just blowing that color out, bringing it pretty high. And this is literally like a 2 shadow eye look, besides that cream color that we put down first. Okay, so I'm going back in with that Luxie brush and this gray here. I'm just going to blend out those edges a little bit more. So I'm wondering if you guys like this kind of talk through video more, or if you guys prefer the voiceovers, or if you guys like a mixture of both. Just let me know, because I'm kind of like lost with what to do with my channel right now. I have all these ideas, but it's really like I'm unsure how to bring it to fruition, if that's the word that I'm looking for. Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna take this number 1 again from the Quad, and this time I'm gonna take this on a Morphe MB23, and it's just a really, really fluffy blender. I am just going to run that over the edges just so that that This area right here is still very highlighted, the brow bone, and that the gray didn't come up too far, because if you bring it up too far or too low, that's when you start looking like you got a black eye. So, okie dokie. I think that I am satisfied with how that looks now. Okay, so I'm going to do the other eye. And okay, so I'm going to use a black pencil, and I am just going to do the tight line and not bring that up onto the lids, just at my tight line. Okay, and that is done. I'm gonna blend one more time. Okay. So that part is done. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. Okay, so since I am breaking out like a beast, first thing I'm going to do is my cream concealer, because I need to cover this disgustingness on my face. So I'm going to use this cream concealer, and I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics 129 brush. It's just a small domed kabuki style brush, and I'm just twirling that around in the concealer. And then I'm going to just, forgot to prime. Be right back. Just remove this with a makeup wipe. Okay. This is what happens when you decide to take a shower and immediately sit down and film. Okay, so for primer, I'm going to use what I have left of this NYX Hydro Touch primer, and that is not much. I need to buy some more, or I need to buy some more of my Wet n Wild one, because that one's my favorite. Okay, I'm just gonna work that into my skin, because my skin has been freaking out so bad, like obviously, but my skin is super dry, and I don't know if it's because of the weather change, or like I said earlier, because of stress or what, but my skin does not like me. This is what I was trying to do earlier before I forgot to prime. I am going to apply this concealer now, for real this time. Okay, so next for foundation. Normally this foundation I would blend out with my sponge, But I got these brushes from Amazon a couple months ago and they're super soft, but when I tried to use it, I didn't like the finish. So I'm going to try it again today, and if I don't like it, then I will just finish it with my sponge. So I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Soft Beige, as always. So I'm just going to shake that up. There's the foundation. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Light Ivory. But first I'm going to go in with my lip balm. This is just the Perlici Daily Lip Nourisher with mango and shea butter. So I just have a ton of powder in the lid, and I'm just going to take that on my sponge and just place that under my eyes, along my jawline. Down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit in the center of my forehead. and a little bit on my chin and my smile lines. Okay, so now that I look crazy, I am going to let this sit for about 20-ish minutes, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have been sitting here for about 15 to 20 minutes. I just straightened my hair really quickly. So now I am going to take a powder brush and just dust away this baking powder. I am going to use my this is the Lancome Finish Dual Finish Multitasking Powder and Foundation in one in the shade 320, and I just like to get my brush in that and kind of use that to just dust away any powder, and then also just buff this into my skin. And this powder is super mattifying. If you like super matte foundation, like super matte face, I definitely would recommend using the Lancome or the Estee Lauder. Is this Estee Lauder or is it Lancome? Yeah, this is Lancome. But Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation with this powder would be beautiful for a very matte look. Okay, so I have that done, and now I'm going to just bronze my face quickly, and I am going to use this angled brush by Wet n Wild, and I am using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And I am just warming up my face just a little bit. And because the eyes are so cool tone, I don't want to use a super warm tone bronzer. That's why I'm using this one. Okay, so now I'm going to just finish my lower lash line really quickly. Just so that is done, so let me zoom you guys back in. Okay, so I am going to go back in with this black pencil that I used in my upper waterline, and I'm going, or my tight line, and I'm going to use that in my waterline. Okay, and now I'm going to take this detail brush from BH called the 132, and it's just a very small fine point pencil brush. And I'm going to take that number 4 shadow again from this quad, and I am just going to run that along my lower lash line just to kind of blend that black pencil out. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with a regular pencil brush, and this one is from Younique, and it's called the crease brush, but it's a pencil brush. And I'm going to use that gray color from the other palette, the Starry Nights palette by Avon. And I'm going to use this gray color again just to blend that darker gray color out. Cream shadow again, and just run that under here just to make sure that all of that is blended out. This cream shadow is pretty much the same color as my skin, so it just makes it super easy to blend out. And then from this Starry Nights palette, again, I am going to take this champagne shimmery shade here and put that on my inner corner. It's not too much, but it's just enough to kind of make that pop. Okay, so that is it for that. Next I'm going to take my MAC Giga Black Lash Mascara and apply that to my lower lashes. Okay, so to finish off my face, I am going to take, what blush do I want to use? I don't know if I want to use this blush or... Okay, so this blush is very intense. This is the NYX Ombre in Insta Flame, and it is very intense, but I'm going to use a duo fiber, and I'm going to kind of like take closer to the highlight side and just pick that up on my brush and then tap off the excess, and then I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. Going to take just a clean duo fiber brush and just blend that out, and then I'm going to grab my NYX contour kit, and I'm going to use this BH 125 pointed dome brush, and I'm going to use this shade here, and I am just going to contour out my cheeks. I'm going to use a little bit of this darker cool tone shade. Okay, and then I'm going to again take a clean Avon pointed crease, and I'm going to take that lighter shade, and I'm just going to contour the sides of my nose. For highlight, I think I'm going to use this icy highlight from my NYX contour kit. So I'm going to take this BH brush, and this is the 126, and just dip it in that color, dust off the excess, and then so for my lip color, in the other video I had used the Jordana Liquid Matte, I think they're called the Sweet Cream Liquid Matte Lipsticks, and I really like that color, but today I kind of want to do a gray. So I'm going to use the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Stone Fox, and the Jordana color that I used was called Witchy Night, and it was the black one, and I don't know if that one was limited edition. So this just gives you another idea of what you could pair this eye color with if you wanted to do all dark. So let me just apply this really quickly. So there is the lip color. Now obviously if you wanted to pair this with a black lip, that would be gorgeous. You could do a nude lip, really anything like cool tone would be really pretty. A really cool tone brown would be pretty with this, but I like this look here. So yeah, that is the end of this video. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave today. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure that you hit the bell button that's down by the subscribe button so that you're notified every time that I upload a new video. Yeah, I guess that's it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.